Okay. Hi, everyone. Today is a first class for development. How many members today is a first class? Like it is not, you have not attended yesterday or day before yesterday class. For the development, how many members do we have? Today is the first class. I know Imran is the first class today. Is there anybody who joined today as a first class? Okay, most of the members are. And Karthik. So Karthik, this is the first time, right? This is my first class for you. Okay, Karthik, Imran, and anybody else? Okay. Suresh Babu, is this your first class, Suresh?
Yes.
Okay, you joined for development, only the development?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. Okay, then let's go ahead and start. So Salesforce development day 1. What are we going to learn today from the development? Basically, what is our plan for today? Today, we are going to start the development course, or in other way, I can say programming class. But before we go to the development, let's understand our agenda, today's agenda. Okay. I'll take first 10 minutes about the previous session, answering the questions on the previous session. So whoever is joined today, be patient, will come to your point. But today I'll take at least 10 to 15 minutes to answer the previous session interview questions. Then we will talk about what are our course content and what are we going to learn in the development and what are the skills that is required for current job. What is the market is looking for? What are the skills that market is looking for? And basic HTML, what we need to cover, and Visualforce introduction. Then we'll have today's interview questions. So this is our agenda. So as I mentioned, I'll take first 15 minutes to go through the interview questions of the previous session. I hope everybody answered the previous questions. The response I see the 25. Yesterday, our participants were 30. So 5 more responses are pending. So please respond it. Be focused on the interview questions because these are the most of the interview questions which are asked. And when you are answering the question, please read the question multiple times. If you are not getting the clarity, read it, divide the question and read it multiple times. So let's see yesterday's questions and what are the correct answers for that. The first one is, what are the different types of computing? There are 2 types of computing: client server computing, cloud computing. This is not the right. Personal computing, this is not the right. So there are only 2 computings we have: client server computing, cloud computing. Okay, and the next question, any questions before I move on this question? What are the different type of computing? Okay, so let's move on to the next question. What are the different cloud computing services? There are 3 cloud computing services: software as a service, platform as a service, infrastructure as a service. See, whenever the question is asked, do not give the shortcut answers. I know we all like to give Because when we do the WhatsApp message answering, we do the shortcut, right? Yes, coming, a question, some shortcuts we will give. So do not give that shortcuts. I don't like it. So give the proper meaning answer. Software as a service, platform as a service, infrastructure as a service. Fine. Let's move on. The third one is, what is a software as a service? Okay, there are different answers we have here. Basically, software as a service is, it is a, basically whenever any software that is available over the internet, any software which is available over the internet, and we are accessing that software by using the browser and internet. By using the browser and internet, we are accessing the software. So that is a software as a service. So we have a different answers here. All of the answers are correct. It is the way of delivering application over the internet. That is, we can deliver any of the software over the internet. So basically this is repeated. You are saying same thing here, but ready for end user, right? And delivery of the software over the internet by using the browser and by using the browser and internet. Any software application is available on the internet and it is ready to use by the end user or client. This is the correct answer. And most of the answers are correct. Let's move on. Any questions before I move on the third question? Okay. So give 2 examples for software as a service. So most of the members has given Gmail, that's right. And Amazon, banking, Facebook, that's right. Zoom, right? Flipkart, Zomato, everything, yes. Because these all our applications we are accessing over the internet. And we are just as an end user, we are accessing and entering the information in the application. Flight booking, yes, all of them are right. Jira, somebody has mentioned Jira, that's right. Platform as a service. What is a platform as a service? So most of the questions are right. So somebody has written here, it is a development platform. That's right, it is a development platform. And whenever we provide any type of a development platform over the internet, is called platform as a service. And by using the platform as a service, we can build or develop any software applications. Configurable service that could be developed to fit the business client needs. Okay. Build UI. See, if let's take this way. If you are going for an interview, okay, if they ask the interview question, what is the platform as a service? If you say simply build UI, they will not accept that answer because that's a very short answer. They will expect more from us in detailed description. Like build UI doesn't give the proper answer to platform as a service. That is a part of it. So whenever we are providing any type of a development, could be a user interface, could be a business logic, or any type of a development platform over the internet is called platform as a service. Yes, service which provides a user to develop customized test integration with various databases in multiple languages and framework. Okay, so provide the platform for developers and admin to build, deploy, test, and support the application, right? Just a second. Okay, give 2 examples for platform as a service. Force.com, that's right. Salesforce CRM, why we are thinking Salesforce CRM? It's not the right. Banking application, no, it's not a, we are not doing any development on the banking application, right? So force.com, and the second one is email software. Second one is email software. IBM Cloud, hospital doesn't give. So when you are mentioning here, I'm asking the platform as a service. 2 examples for platform as a service. But here I see the answers are domain answers, hospital, real estate, Facebook. These are not the right answers. I'm asking what are the examples for platform as a service. Whatever the application you have used it, in that application where you have seen the platform as a service, Force.com one. Force.com is one of them where we can implement the development. Email software, Google Cloud is implementing the email software, right? So those all are. So we have to give the answers very clearly. If somebody asks you outside also, this is not the right side. We should not say Facebook is a platform as a service. No. Next, before moving on, any questions on the 6th one?
Ma'am, once again say that 6-1, ma'am.
2 examples for platform as a service. What is a platform as a service?
Can we take it as a Azure as a platform as a service?
Sorry?
Azure, can we, for example of Azure, we can take it as a PAS, platform as a service. Azure.
Yes.
Hi, Swapna. I'm Rahul.
Yeah, hi.
Amazon AWS, we have to take it now, like that.
Yes, Amazon AWS. I don't know backend that, so I'm not sure on that. But this answer is not right. Hospital and industry is not right. What is the hospital? Is it hospital is a platform as a service?
It's application, right?
It's application. It's not a platform as a service. It's application. What is the industry?
Ma'am, like, excuse me, I'm having one doubt. Like, as you said, Gmail is a software as a service, right? And it could be on also a platform as a service.
Email
Is it?
software. Go through my demo session. There is a email software. So email software backend, Google is implementing the email software, right? They are doing some development. Then only we can send and receive the emails by using the Gmail application. Gmail application is software as a service. We are using a software as a service. For that Gmail application, Google is implementing something at the backend. So for that, they have an email software. So that is a platform.
Yes, ma'am. Like, no, ma'am. Like, what I'm trying to say is like, yes, Gmail is a software as a service for the people who are using it. I mean, for the like end users, and it is also a platform as a service for the people who are developing it. Is it like, is it correct? I'm asking that.
People who are using the Gmail is a software as service.
Yes.
People who are developing it in order to work the Gmail application, that platform is called as a platform as a service.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So I'm saying that it can be also a platform as a service and can also be as a software as a service. It depends upon the people who are using it.
Yes, but sorry, anybody has anything? Sorry, but here I'm asking especially the application, 2 examples. Okay,
One is email software and what's the next one, ma'am? Like other example.
Force.com.
Okay. Okay.
And Microsoft Azure, AWS, all these are platforms. They have software as a service applications and they have platform, right?
Yes.
Hi, Swapna. Here, Big Billion Day also, we have to implement some logic, no, on that time backend.
Yes, we have to implement the logic. See, what I'm saying is giving this answer doesn't help. Hospital. Does it tell me when I see this answer hospital, I have to think what is the platform they have used it. And first of all, what is the application they have used in hospital? I cannot tell. Infosys, that's not the right. Right, next one, what is the infrastructure as a service? What is the infrastructure as a service?
Storing the data.
So I think like I mean, client on behalf of clients, they have seen everything they will provide for us. So like I told you like yesterday, for data centers as well, IASS. Hello.
Yeah. Yes, that is right. See, infrastructure as a service is nothing but we are asking here definition, right? What is a infrastructure as a service? Most of the members has given the right answers, but to make it clear on this, infrastructure as a service is basically for storage, to store the data or to retrieve the data from database server. That is called infrastructure as a service. And examples for infrastructure as a service, database.com, Azure, Microsoft. We are asking the example, okay? We are not asking what is it. See, read the questions clearly because sometimes we give a question which is going to confuse you. Okay, so read the question clearly and then answer it. Okay, next one is where customer success stories can be seen. Okay, most of them are answered here, but the question is, I'm asking where can I see the customer success stories? Where should I need to go? I need to go to this link. If I go to this link, then I can see the customer success stories. See, some answers are not matching. So that's the reason, read the question multiple times. So I'm not asking where should I need to go? I'm not asking where should I need to go. I'm asking where can I see the Salesforce customer success stories? Okay. Okay, so here it is, the next question. Name 5 clients, one from each domain. What are the domains here? Banking domain, healthcare domain, government domain, automotive domain, manufacturing domain. And who are using the Salesforce application? Okay, so we are asking 5 clients, right? 5 clients for each domain. For banking, For banking, you can use a HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, right? Those are the clients. For healthcare, Apollo Hospital, Ayush Hospital, ADCB Hospital. And the next domain is government domain. Government domain, you can go for a US government and any other government. And automotive is Volkswagen, Skoda, Toyota, Mahindra. And manufacturing, clients for manufacturing domain is steels, and any steel like JWS steel, right? So somebody answered here all. That's not the right. So if you're not getting the question clarity, okay, I would suggest divide the question. This is entire question, divide it. Here we have a name of 5 clients. And then next we have a one from each domain. One from each domain. There are a lot of domains in the market, but which domain they are asking? Which domain they are asking? So here we have given the 5 domains. Banking domain, healthcare domain, government domain, automotive domain, manufacturing domain. Who are from this, whom you think the Salesforce, who are the clients? For this, who are the clients? So that is the answer here. This is perfect. Banking. Right, for banking, any banking, HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, healthcare, take any hospital, Apollo Hospital, Care Hospital, ADCB Hospital. Government, take any government like a US government. Automotive industry, automotive domain is nothing but a Volkswagen, Skoda, Toyota, Mahindra. Manufacturing is some related to manufacturing domain, steel. Right? Clear on these questions? 10th one, is it clear?
Yes, yes.
Yes. Yes.
Any questions? Okay. Next one. Which service is mainly used by end user client? Which service is mainly used by end user and client? What is the response you guys think?
SaaS.
End users or client use the software as a service, right? And also they will use infrastructure as a service. Also they will use infrastructure as a service. They use both. Software as a service, infrastructure as a service. Let's take an example. You have applied for Aadhaar card in India. Here in Dubai, you have applied for Emirates ID. Right? After applying it, we will get a number to track where is the card or post, what is the status of that application. So once you submitted all your details to the government, the Aadhaar card, after that you will be keep on tracking it, right? How you are going to keep on tracking it? Somewhere the data must be stored. Then only when you open and enter the number, when you enter the number, it will show that what is the status of that form. What is the status of that application? In case if that means I'm using the infrastructure as a service here. Software as a service to fill the form. I opened the Aadhaar card application online. I submitted all the information, clicked on submit. As soon as I clicked on submit, all my data has to go and sit somewhere. Right? What is that somewhere? Where is the storage is going to happen? Infrastructure as a service. So the data has to be stored in infrastructure as a service so that next time when I enter the number, the application number, if I go to the site and if I enter the application number, they will give the status, what is the status of Aadhaar card or what is the status of Emirates ID. So it is storing it. So that means I'm using the software as a service. Also, I'm using the infrastructure as a service. Clear?
Yes.
Any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Now let's move on. Which service is mainly used by Salesforce administrators and developers? What is your answer for this?
Platform as a service and
Infrastructure as a
infrastructure as a service.
Others?
Platform as a service.
Platform as a service.
Platform as a service.
So Salesforce administrator and a developer mainly used is platform as a service. That's right. Also the infrastructure as a service. Because as soon as enter the user is entered, mainly they will be used the platform as a service to develop the application. Now, if you observe the 12th and 13th question, what is the difference do you see between the 12th and 13th?
Yeah, which is commonly used and which is mainly used.
Commonly and mainly. Now, what is the answer for which services is commonly used by Salesforce administrator and developer?
Platform as a service and infrastructure as a service.
Okay, others?
Platform as a service.
Platform as a service and infrastructure as a service.
Platform as a service.
Both PAs and IAS.
Okay, so let's take an example of it. Okay, so for example, we have implement as a developer, I have used the platform as a service to build the application. And we are also using the infrastructure as a service to store the data, whatever the client has entered to store the data. Now, once the application is implemented, I have to test it, right? I have to do the testing before I push it to the client or before I push it to the end user. As a developer, I have to test. Where will I be testing it?
Platform.
Software as a service.
Platform as a service.
Software as a service.
We have to test it in software as a service. Do the coding in the platform as a service and open the application in software as a service. Keep on testing it because a developer must do the unit testing before it push it to the testers. So commonly used services are software as a service, platform as a service, infrastructure as a service. All three of them, the developer will be using it. Clear?
Then previous question also should have the three options.
It's mainly used.
Okay. In that case, testing also should be done.
What is the difference between the mainly and commonly?
We core operations in PaaS and IaaS, development and storage.
Every time the developer lands on the platform as a service to develop it, that is mainly used by the developers. And usually developers and commonly they will go and they can check the software as a service and they will implement. So commonly is most of the times, every time they will be using it, all three services. So in Salesforce, we will be touching all three. All the developers will be developers, admin, everybody will be touching the developers and administrator will be touching all three services. Next, the last question, where applications are developed and moved. Here, this question it is combination of two questions. It has two questions here. Where application is developed and where it is moved. It has two questions here. What is the answer, guys?
Development will be in instances and it will be moved to orgs, right? Sandbox is for testing.
Right. So what is the answer here? Others?
Instance.
Answer sandboxes.
Answer is sandboxes.
Sandboxes and instances also.
I guess sandbox is for developing.
Yeah.
Move to product. We can do it in all the sandbox.
Okay, first of all, is everybody have a clarity on instances? Where can we see the instances? Where can we see the instances? Status.salesforce.com is the site where we can see all the instances. After landing here, just click on this Salesforce services. Right? So here, let me explain this part. You see here region. There are three regions we have. This is the region part. Three regions. And the bottom, whatever you see, AP0, AP4, till bottom of the screen, these all are called instances. These all are called instances. If your clients are in Dubai, okay, EMEA region is nothing but a Dubai and others. So usually, if your clients are in Dubai, your instances will start with DUU, and then there will be a number. And if your clients are in America, so then usually you see NA, instance name starts with NA. And if your clients are in Singapore or India, then you will see your instances are starting with AP. So this is the instance. Instance resides inside the region. Based on the region, the instances will be shown here. And if you go to your org, whoever is working, if you go to your org and setup, you can see the company information there. You can see. Who doesn't know, do not worry about that. Assume that this is the region. These are instances. Okay. AP0 is one instance. AP3 is another instance. Instance will be selected based on your client location. Based on your client location, your instance name will be here. Now let's go.
What's the meaning of instance?
Instance is nothing but a server. Server. Okay. So let's see here. So for example, I have a server. Okay, assume that there is a Dubai client. Okay, inside that, whenever I select a region Dubai, we can see all the instance where in status.salesforce.com. Right? So assume that I am in instance server. Let's assume that this is a Day001. This is one of the instance or server. So within the instance, there are 80 to 10,000 organizations will be sitting inside the one server. You will see multiple orgs within the one instance. If you have 10 clients, then within the instance, then you will be having 10 organizations. Right? And each org, let's talk about, we are into the org one. Again, each org will be divided into, this is the main org one, right? So this org, I can copy this org and keep it for myself. We are going to copy this org, but copy will be different ways will happen. 3 ways we can copy it. One is the developer copy, partial copy, and the full copy. Now I can take a main org details and I can create a copy of that org. But what is the difference between these copies? Developer copy, partial copy, full copy. So if I create a developer copy, there won't be any production data. There won't be any production data. If I create a partial copy, there is a sample production data which is available, and full copy is nothing but all production data will be there. Now this is perfect. So whenever the org is created by the companies, okay, first they will create a production org. For example, you got a BMW requirement. BMW gave their requirement and all of these scenarios they have given. So as soon as you got the client is signed on the paper with the Infosys, as soon as the client BMW is signed, that means we are going to take the requirement and we will start building the application for BMW. As soon as that signed contract is done by the Infosys, between the Infosys and BMW, immediately the work is going to start. How they are going to start? Solution architect, they will create a org, right? By discussing with the client where the client is sitting, because they have to access tomorrow, right? So client will be creating for us. They will sign with Infosys and they will tell that we will give the org to you. So in order to create this org, BMW will have a connection with the Salesforce and they will tell all the requirement and they will pay some amount to the Salesforce and they will take a org. And that org is given to us. Us means developer, solution architect, technical architect, whoever is working in that project, everybody is going to have the access. But again, they are not going to have access to the production org. Production org is nothing but it's a client org. Now, what are the BMW has created the org? That is the production org. Now we will take, solution architect will take that production org and they will create a copy of that org, because we do not want to touch the production org. We do not want to touch the production org. So we will create a copy of that org. Now, how the copy is going to happen? How the copy is going to happen? Salesforce solution architect is going to first understand what is the requirement that I have. Do I need some data of the production before I started development? Or I can start a development without any real data. So they will think and they will create a copy of it. Usually for any project, we will start creating the developer copy where we do not have a data, production data. When we say production data, we are talking about real-time data. So the data won't be there in the developer sandbox. Partial copy, once the development is done, then we have to move the changes to partial copy because partial copy is used by the testers. Okay, so also the solution architect will create later partial copy where it has some real data or the production data where we can test it. And then full copy, we will create it because client wants to play. Before it goes to the production org, client wants to have a hands-on experience on that application. They wanted to play and they wanted to test the application. Client cannot test the application in the production. Production is nothing but users, end users. That means there is no testing is required. Everything is perfect. End user can start using that org and all the clients can start using the org. But before moving to the org, we'll have a full copy. Full copy is in the BMW company, there is a team which is allocated for this. 3 members or 2 members, they will allocate to check the application. Whatever we have given the requirement, is that requirement fulfilled by logging into this application? And if there are any issues, report back to the Infosys. So full copy is the one where they will be testing it, training. We will be doing the training to the client and client will be testing in the full copy where we have a exact copy of the production. Exact copy of the production. And we can also check the performance. Now, who will be using the developer copy here? Developer copy is used by the developers. And also we will use the unit testing. So this is called a developer sandbox. Developers, admin always initially start their work on the developer sandbox. This is a developer sandbox. In the developer sandbox, developers will be developing the application and doing the unit testing. Who will be using the partial copy? Developers plus testing team in the company. When I say testing team, within the Infosys, we will have a different team who are dedicated for the testing. So testing team with a large data set, they will be testing it. Why the developers are here? In case if the testing team is found any bug or any issue, then developer can look at that issue and recreate the issue in the developer org. So that we will discuss later. For now, let's understand partial copy is used by the developers, but not for the building it. Okay, developers is just to watch and recreate the scenarios. Testing team with the large data set. Now, full copy is for performance, because this is exact copy of the production org. It is exact copy of the production org. we have to see, because every day there is so much data will be coming to so many clients, and everybody start entering the data, and tomorrow we will see large huge amount of the data will be coming to the production org, right? So if we create a full copy, exact same copy of the production org, we can see what is the performance when we start using the application. Is there any delay on the on click on the icon or button click? Is there any performance issue? And we usually call it as a staging. And testing team will be using this. Also client tester team. 2 members will be there here, full copy. Testing team and client testing team. So that means once the client is satisfied in the full copy, saying that yes, it is working perfectly fine, then what happens? We will move to the production org. So if I have to summarize this, developer sandbox, development team to build the application. Then we have a partial sandbox for the testing team to test it. And then we have a full sandbox where the client will be checking their requirement, whether it is working as per the requirement, is it fulfilling all the steps, whatever we are doing in day to day. And then finally, once it is done, then we will move to the production. So in the production, all the users will be logging in and entering the information and booking the BMW, everything. So once here development is done, this is a sandbox where the development is done. From the development, we have to push it to the partial sandbox, then full sandbox, then we call production org. Finally, the developer has to push it to the production org. So development is done in developer sandbox. We have to move it to the production org, final production org to test the clients. Clear? Any questions?
I mean, partial sandbox only development and the testings take place, right?
Yes, testing team and development.
Okay.
Okay.
Partial sandbox development also happen, like only testing team only.
Sorry, partial sandbox?
Only testing team only involved.
It is only for testing team, okay? When the developer will come here, if testing team find any issue, and if developer has to work with the testing team, okay, they have to work with testing team in order to identify whether it is really an issue or not. So sometimes developer will be stepping in to watch what is happening, what is the tester is doing, what are the steps that they are doing it, so that they will come back, they just watch it here and they will do the debugging. And once they do the debugging, if the developer got the clarity what is happening on this specific steps or specific flow, they will come back to the developer sandbox and they will try to recreate the same scenario. And then developer will fix the issue in developer sandbox. All the implementation will happen in the sandbox. Here, developer will be there to watch. We should not be doing any development here. Clear? So from here, if I have to say clarity in the real time, from partial sandbox to the production, these three, developer just watching what is happening. We should not touch any coding here. The coding only done here. Perfect?
Any modification for that partial, like after developer, client fully sandbox, client some requirement was changed. Again, it's a copy of the partial sandbox. We have to take a developer sandbox.
See, anywhere you find any issue, okay, we have to come back. That is the actual flow we have to follow. Some developer will start fixing it in partial sandbox. Some developer will fix it in the full sandbox, but that is not the ideal scenario that we have to follow. Developer, why we have a developer sandbox, which is dedicated for developer. See, you just watch it here. Why are we fixing it here? So what happens, if developers start fixing here, okay, testing team has identified issue and developer is fixed here, okay, and tomorrow after 2 years, after 6 months or after 2 months, there is some issue which is found by the client. Now here developer is just fixed it here. Once we move to this is the human being mentality, developers mentality. Once it is fixed here, once testing team is, they say that, okay, this story is passed. Developer doesn't care about the developer sandbox. Because I have fixed the issue in partial sandbox, why should I care about the developer sandbox? That's not the way. We should not do that. We always bring the code back here and fix the issue here.
Partial copy to sandbox, we have to send the copy to the developer sandbox. Same as.
Your voice is breaking for me. I cannot hear you.
Yeah, partial sandbox, any issue comes like then developer same copy we have to work on it, no? Like,
yes, we have to recreate the scenario in developer sandbox.
Okay.
That is the ideal standard way to do that. Okay. This is Salesforce suggested, Salesforce flow, this one. Okay. Is all the questions are clear here?
Ma'am, 14th answer is sandbox, right?
Org.
Okay.
Production org. Where will be where it is moved? Development is two questions here. Development is developer sandbox. Where it is moved to org.
Yeah, okay.
There the question is like where the applications are developed and moved also.
That's the reason this question is confusion question. That's the reason I'm saying it's read the question clearly. This has two questions here. It's asking where it is developed and
moved.
Where it is moved, where need to be moved.
So Swapna, org is equivalent to environment. Like in traditional application development, we have
environment, yes.
Yeah, we have UAT environment, staging environment. So org is equivalent to that.
Yes, we say environment, sandbox, UAT environment. That means UAT sandbox. UAT environment is which is equal to full copy sandbox.
Okay. In the case of full copy, like if we have a lot of data in production environment, is there any data restriction, size of data restriction in full copy?
No. So Salesforce itself has given that. There is some limitations, like if you are taking the partial copy, there is a 5 GB of data will be copied. For full copy, it is a 25 GB. So we can see that later. There are other members also who doesn't understand. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, full copy sandbox has a storage limitations, definitely. But this is the ideal scenario. Everybody is clear?
Org and sandboxes are the environments, Swapna? Both are the environments.
Okay, don't get confused with the environment, okay? Forget about the environment. So we are talking about developer sandbox, partial sandbox, full sandbox, and then we have a production org. Okay. Fine. Let's move on. Okay, Salesforce development. How should we learning this course? So I'll just give you the brief information about the course. What is this course all about, including the consulting and admin? So course is Salesforce Consulting, Admin, Development, and we have a integration, Lightning. Okay. So Salesforce Consulting, Admin, Development, Lightning. Duration. For all of this, duration is 4.5 months, 4.5 months, or yeah, 4.5 months, let's assume. And the time, Indian time, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. This is till Jan 6th. And from January 7th, we will do 2-hour session. (7 p.m. to 9 p.m. IST. This is after.
Including Saturday, ma'am.
I'll come to that.
Okay.
Okay, this is the time. Days. Okay. Consulting and admin. Monday, Tuesday. Development. Wednesday and Thursday. Lightning. Friday and Saturday. Okay. So mode will have online, offline. Link, we will be sending the link. We will create after Jan 6th, we will create a standard link and we will share it with you. And the trainer, I'll be the trainer for end to end. For all of this, including the integration, I'll be doing it. End to end, everything I will be taking care of it. Right? So this is the course details. Now coming to the learning path. Our learning path will be first consulting and admin, and then we have a development and lightning. Okay, right now we do not know anything. We do not know anything. We are in zero. Even we do not know ABC, nothing. We don't know anything. Now to become 100%, to become 100% in the Salesforce, what all we have to do? What is the learning path? We have to learn Salesforce Consulting, development, lightning, and integration. If you cover all of this, then we will become 100%. Right? We all are at 0. And we have started the consulting admin, and today we have started the development. So once we are complete all of this, we will be knowing everything, each and everything. Now in consulting admin, so consulting will be, I'll take around 8 to 12 days. So that includes cloud computing that we have already started. And we will cover all the clouds. That means Salesforce, CRM that has cloud, Sales Cloud. That has first Marketing Cloud and Sales Cloud. And then we will see Service Cloud. Okay. And after that, we will talk about Salesforce basics. All the basics like account, contact, case, opportunity. Right? All of this we will be discussing about it. And then next admin. Administration. So 30 to 35 days. So including admin and consulting both together 45 days. So in administrator, I will be covering everything. Everything means I'll be covering the security management, and I'll be covering the data management. I will be covering the reports. I'll be covering the custom configuration, custom metadata, custom settings, everything we will be covering it. And the reports, dashboards. Right? Are you covering the data loader? Yes, I'll be covering the data loader. Are you covering the customization? Yes, I'll be doing it. Are you covering the workflows? Yes, I'll be covering the workflows, approval, right? Lightning flows. In simple word, I'll be covering all of them in the admin part. And next one, the third one is the development. Okay, development. I know most of you are from non-programming background. People who are from commerce or from mechanical or from civil electronics, whatever it may be, do not worry about it. Okay, you do not need to join any other programming courses also, because I'll be teaching everything that requires for the developer to fulfill or to complete the project. And I will start programming from the zero for very basic. When I say very basic, like a number A plus B, from the scratch, mathematics from the scratch, we will be doing it. And also everybody in this class, you will be doing a programming with me. Sometimes we will have only programming session. So do not worry about it. We will cover the programming from the scratch. By the way, whenever you say I am working in an IT company, if you say outside, like I'm working in an IT company, if somebody asks you, what are you doing it? So if you say I'm working in an IT company, that means automatically the thought will go that you are doing a programming. You know the programming knowledge. You know some programming, right? So simple as that, straightforward answer is yes. So you will be doing the programming, but do not worry about it. Okay. IT company means we should be knowing some programming skills. So you will be learning the programming. So do not worry about it. In all my programming classes will be very good, will be step by step. Okay. Everybody is able to understand. So do not fear anything. Now, development is divided into the two pieces. One is user interface development. User interface development. And the second one is logic. Second one is logic or OOPS, or I can say Apex development. Apex development. Now here, user interface is divided into, in Salesforce, it is divided into 3. I can implement a user interface in Classic using the Visualforce. Using the Visualforce framework, I can also implement user interface using Lightning. Lightning means I'll be using the Aura and Lightning framework. If you are hearing the framework for the first time, do not worry, we will talk about it. And the third one is Lightning Web Component, LWC. I can implement user interface using the LWC. What we will be using, basically it is a DOM framework. And also it has modern JavaScript. By combination of this, we will be implementing it. Okay. So development will take a part of Classic, Visualforce, and I'll be covering the logic, Apex, and development. Lightning will be a different part. Okay. So when I say logic, OOPS, Apex, that means I'm covering everything. So I'm covering all of them. Like I'll be covering the extensions, I will be covering the getter, setter, I'll be covering the batch class triggers, asynchronous, right? Triggers, everything we will be covering in the Apex, Socle, Social, everything I'll be covering it. So there are so many things I cannot write here, but I'll be taking through step by step to implement each one of them. What are the functions? What are the we have in the Apex? Starting from getter, setter, batch class, triggers, Apex, asynchronous, right? Database update, try, catch, everything we will be covering it. And lightning web component, yes, we will be first learning the lightning tags when we are doing the Aura, and I'll be covering most of the tags. Okay, what is the tag here? We will see that. Okay, I'll be covering the entire thing in the Aura. We will have a different user interface. We will have a different ways to implement it. We will be doing it. And in Lightning Web Component also, first I will take you to the JavaScript. We will cover the JavaScript basic, whatever is required for the Salesforce. I'll be covering that part of JavaScript. I'll not be covering entire JavaScript. Whatever is needed for the Salesforce, only that part I'll be covering it. In the real time also, that is enough. And we will be doing the projects or assignments in the LWC. And by the way, for every course, we will have assignments. So I'll start giving the assignment by next week or after that week, because first few days it will be theory. When we start doing the practical, that time we'll have a lot of assignments. Okay, so next fourth one is, then we'll have a integration. I will be covering the integration part, like I'll be showing you the live integration. For example, how to send SMS from Salesforce. How to send SMS from Salesforce. Or else let's take another example. Another example is, you all know Amazon, right? You all know Flipkart. In Amazon, whenever you are ordering, you enter the PIN code here, right? You enter 5000 something number, 500033. You enter the PIN code. As soon as you enter the PIN code, it says that the product will be delivered within 2 days, right? You will see that. How it is happening that? How it is happening? Whenever I say that 5000, it says that, okay, delivered within 2 days. If I change the PIN code, it will say that it will be delivered by 4th Jan. The delivery date will be increased, or the delivery date will be decreased. So how this is tracking? How this is happening? How do you know the PIN code, whatever you are entering the PIN code, how the Amazon is tracking by when it will be delivered? Because what happens is, okay, in Amazon, whenever I enter the PIN code number, right, it has to send the request to the postal department. There is a separate application which is called as the postal department. Postal department. Whenever user is entering the PIN code by opening the Amazon application or a Flipkart or wherever you are entering the PIN code. So what happens is, backend, what is happening, this PIN code is sent to the postal department. The request has sent to the postal department. And postal department take the input of 500033. And then it will return the area and area information. And they have some sub post blocks and branches. It will return the branches. So basically you are sending the postcode to the another system. And this system will review everything and it will send you the area details. Amazon will take the area details and it will see whether it is nearby any of the, is it near or how long it is going to take, everything it will calculate and then it will display. By the way, Amazon is not handling the postcodes. It doesn't handle any postcode in their database. Postcode information is not maintained by the Amazon or Flipkart. They are being maintained by the postal department. It is called as a home party documentation. Okay, if I go to Google, let me go to the Google, I'll show you. If I go to the Google and if I type Indian Postal API, if I say this is the one API for Indian postal pin codes. All the postcodes will be sitting here. And if I click on this pin number, so for example, if I enter 5000033, if I enter this, what happens? It will give me the details. Okay, it says that success and it gave me the information, right? Andhra Pradesh and Hyderabad city. Perfect. And if I give 5000, if I change the postcode here, 5444, immediately it will say that it found one and the name is Banjara Hills, branch type is sub post, and here is the delivery status, delivery. That means Amazon can deliver this. The status is can be delivered. And circle is Andhra Pradesh and the district is Hyderabad, division, region, block information, state information, country, pin code, everything it will give. So this is a JSON. This is called as a JSON response. If you copy that, go to JSON Beautify. Let's take a JSON format. Okay, so I'll copy here. Process. So don't worry who doesn't know anything. I just wanted to make it clarity. What is the information that is given by the postal address, API postal pin code? I just wanted to give you the clear information here. Okay. So message found number 1, status success. Where is this pin code? This pin code is applicable for Banjara Hills, branch type, sub post office, delivery status, delivery. That means it can be delivered. Circle Andhra Pradesh, district Hyderabad, division Hyderabad city, region Hyderabad city, block and state, country, pin code. Right? This is the JSON information. We call this, whatever the structure you see here or whatever the response that is given by the postal pin code, it's called JSON. Right? So this is called JSON data, and this JSON data will be formatted and we will be doing the deserialize everything. So that's all we will be learning in integration. That means I will be covering the REST API, SOAP API by using the SOAP API. Also, we will see some other APIs like a streaming API, charter API. Also, we will be covering the SMS integration. Also, we will be covering the payment gateway. Whenever you are paying something, if you click on a pay button, what happens? As soon as you click on a pay, it takes some time, right? When you are doing the GPay, And if you want to send an amount to the another person through the GPay, when you enter the password and click on the pay information, what happens? GPay is not maintaining the payment information. It is connecting to the bank. How it is connecting? Through the API. Through the API, it is connecting to the bank where you have to enter the password and all of those. Then you will get the amount is transferred. And it will be connected to the GPay. Bank will be sent to GPay. GPay will be sending to your customer, whoever you wanted to send. Right? So those all will be seeing in our live integration sessions. Okay, apart from this, there is some offer by this course. Offer is, we will be seeing at the end of the course, we will give 2 real-time projects. Okay, 2 real-time projects. Once all the sessions are over, we will be doing each course will have 2 real-time projects. And the second one is 2000 plus interview questions. That will have consulting, admin, development, lightning, integration. If you are not going for the integration, still you will see the 2000 plus interview questions. Every day, minimum 10 interview questions. Every day, minimum 10 interview questions. Yes, 2000 questions at the end of all the courses. See, basically 2000 plus interview questions. That means every end of the questions you will be getting at least 10, minimum 10 questions, right? By the time you complete the lightning, by the time you complete the LWC, you will have from the beginning of consulting to till the end of the LWC course, you will have all the interview questions. Okay, rather than giving at a time right now, better we will do it step by step, so that we will have a clarity. What are we discussing in the class? Is it matching with the questions? If there are any questions on the next day, we will talk about that question and get the clarity on that. So along with this course, we will be also doing the interview question discussions.
Excuse me, ma'am, one
Yeah.
doubt. For LWC, like you will be teaching us like very depth or like what? I mean, every topic you will be covering, right? Like as it is the most important, like demanded thing for now.
Yes, I'll be covering that part. Everything I'll be covering it. See, basically, if you see, if you go to let's go to the Google. So whatever the current market is looking for it, okay. So Salesforce posting in India. Or Salesforce jobs in India. Okay, so let's go here, 100 more jobs are there. Because the Salesforce developers. Okay, are you covering the Visualforce? Yes. Are you covering the integration? Yes. Sales, service, lightning, web components? Yes, we will be doing it, right? I'll be covering whatever is required for the current market. Okay, not only the LWC, everything I'll be covering. Development, okay, We will be covering the development. Also, we will be discussing about the best practices whenever we are doing the programming. What are the best practices to follow? And we will be doing the Apex, triggers, Visualforce, Apex data loader, and I'll be covering the Visualforce, Apex classes, trigger, queuable. Yes, I'll be covering that. Right, I'll be covering the flows, process builder. Right, in LWC also end to end, we will be covering whatever is required for the current project, whatever the market is looking for it, everything we will be covering it. Right, if you see here, what it has a REST, SOAP, API, web services. Yes, we are covering this. We are covering the Apex, trigger, Visualforce, Lightning Aura, LWC. Yes, we are doing it. And we are covering the Salesforce administration. We are covering process builder, something is going out. Okay, so it's already gone out, process builder. So we are not going to focus on the process builder, but if it is really required, I'll give you the information how the process builder works. And we will be covering the workflows, validation, object model, security. Yes, whatever is they are asking, we will be covering everything. The main topic, if you wanted to get into the Salesforce developer, everything we are covering it. And let's see here. Yes, Apex, Visualforce, Lightning, Aura, LWC. Yes, we are covering. Integration, data management. Yes, I'm covering. Different sales cloud. We are covering the marketing cloud, sales cloud, service cloud. And then we are covering JavaScript, front-end skills. Yes, very important JavaScript. And we are covering the LWC, Aura development skills. MVC architecture, definitely we will be discussing. That is the main core of the MVC architecture. We all should know. Yes, I'll be covering that. Right? Everything. So you need not to look at the course, what I'm teaching. Basically, you will understand step by step clearly. And at the end, we will see that what are we have covered. Is there? So every day I'll be giving the notes for each one of them. I think the notes will be enough for to read, but if you want more in details, we will give you the course materials also.
I have a small.
Yeah.
For admin, we have like classic version and lightning version. Both we cover, or maybe only classic version.
Can you repeat that? Sorry.
Admin part, were classic only covered, or lightning also we have to cover. Maybe.
For admin class, can anybody repeat that? I cannot hear.
Admin for classic version or lightning version also.
Yes. Definitely. I'll be covering the classic and lightning both.
Okay.
And next, we will be helping you at the end of the course. We will be helping you for resume building. Resume building, including your role and responsibilities. Okay, so most of the members are just copying and pasting the resume from others. Whoever is got the job, they will take the resume and they will copy exactly same. See, if you copy resume, you will not get anything. Copying resume does not help. So do not copy anything exactly same. You will be copying it and a little bit here and there, you will be changing some names. But that will not help you to hit your resume in the market. Right? So we will help you how to prepare a resume, what are the roles and what are the responsibilities that you have to keep it based on if you have a experience or if you have a gap or if you are a fresher or you have experience already. How can I build resume because I have a 10 years experience? Can I put this many experience? Everything we will take you care. Okay. What project to put, and we will give you some sample resume, but do not copy anything that sample from the sample resume, because copying the resume does not help you anything. You have to understand the resume. So for understanding, our team will be sitting with you and will make you the proper resume, and we'll also explain what roles is going to suitable for you based on your experience. And if you are a fresher, how should, if you are a fresher and if you have a question, I'm a fresher, how should I write my resume? I don't know. Don't worry about it. We will do that. Okay, we will talk about roles, responsibilities, and experience, how much to put. So our team will be working on that. We will guide you on that. Okay. And next we will have a mock interviews. Mock interviews will be there. Could be a face-to-face or phone call. Based on the person where he is available, we will take a mock interview. And the next last one is job assistant. Job assistance. We will give you job assistance at some level. Okay. And here, once you got the job, or if during the interviews, if you have any questions, okay, we will support. That means when I say support, weekly one time you can discuss with me if you have any questions related to the interviews. Okay, this support is also limited. Okay. So weekly one time or maybe there are 2 times you can discuss with me all your questions and what is the problem that you are facing in the interview. How can we deal with the interview? So this support will be there. Perfect. These are the additional offers from this course. Any questions before I move on?
Yes, Swapna, I have some questions, some doubts. So my first question is related to certification. I can understand this is this course is more focused for job ready, but will this course also helpful for getting certification? For example, if will it cover admin certification or developer certification course content?
Course content, yes, it will cover, but you have to study the separate material for your certification.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Course will help you to understand and how the project will be implemented. But in order to certify, there is a separate course material that you have to go through and study that.
Okay. So will you will provide or we follow trailhead?
Right now, we are not giving any course material for the certification. Right now, our focus is to make everybody to understand the Salesforce and make them to step into the job.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Okay. My next question is related to integration. So I think we will need coding understanding for integration purpose. And I think or only like we can also do integration with the help of declarative programming, click and or only coding is required.
Okay, integration we will be doing after completing the development, after completing the Lightning Aura, Lightning Web Component. We have a separate course for integration.
Okay.
In Lightning Aura LWC, we are covering the HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Lightning design systems. Perfect. So let's move on. So what are we going to learn in development? What is my 45 sessions or whatever from now, what we are going to learn in development? What am I going to cover it basically? What I am going to cover in the development? Okay. So in development, so let's take a scenario here. There is a user interface. User interface, right? User interface is nothing but, we all know, front end. Front end, user interface, front end. Now assume that user interface, there is some calculation part. There is an application to calculate. So let's take the application is basic mathematics. I can say calculator. And we'll have a 2 input fields. Enter the first number and enter second number. Right? And in here we'll have some text box where user will be entering the first number and second number. Then here what we are doing right now, I'm just designing it. I'm not doing anything. I'm doing the design part. Design for calculator. And there is some radio buttons here. Assume that these are add, subtract, multiplication, and division. Okay. Now these are options which I can select. Radio button, single selection, not multi-selection. And at the bottom, we have a button here, which is a submit button. This is a submit button. Or let's say instead of submit button, calculate. As soon as user click on a calculate, the result should be shown here. This is a user interface. This is one application. Okay, assume that calculator application. What we have here, we have an input text where user is entering the data here. And we have a radio button options where user can select one of the option and user will click on a calculate button and the result will be shown here. Now this user interface, how we are going to build it? We will be building it using the Visualforce. Front end will be implemented using the Visualforce. Visualforce for classic. Okay. We can also implement this with the lightning also. When I say lightning, that means Aura. Aura for lightning and also LWC is for lightning. Okay. By using any of this, we can implement a user interface. Now assume that we have implemented the user interface by using the Visualforce. This is what we have implemented in Salesforce. Now we have gave it to user. User will come and enter the information. User will open the application and they will enter here. First number is 10 and the second number is 10. Okay, and then user will select add and they will click on a calculate button. As soon as user click on a calculate button, what happens here? User has given the information. First number, second number, and they clicked on the add button and they clicked on the user. They clicked on the button called calculate. As soon as user clicked on a calculate, what happens here? There should be some logic has to be written, right? Where this logic has to be written, there is some backend here. Assume that we have a logic or I can say oops, or I can say apex sitting at the backend. So this is backend. And this has some logic. It has some logic. Some logic has implemented here, assume that. So I'll just give for you to understand, I'll just give a curly braces. Okay, so between this, there is some logic has written. Business logic has written. What is this business logic? As soon as the user click on a calculate button, it should send a request to the backend. It should send a request to the backend, and also it should send whatever the user has entered the information. Whatever the user has entered the information, all the options should send a request to the backend. That means this logic takes the information whatever the user has entered. So it will take, okay, first number they have entered 10 and the second number they have entered 10. Now, and then the next option, they clicked on add. They clicked on add. Add means I have to combine that. So what is the result? Result will be 20. Now, it will do this logic and then it will send the response back to the user interface. It will send the response back to the user interface. And as soon as the user interface receives the response, immediately the result bottom, it will show 20 here. So right now we have seen small application here. Okay, so we are going to learn how to implement this user interface using the Visualforce step by step, front end and back end. What are the things that we have to use? Apex programming, circle, sourcel, controller, extension, getter, setters, page reference constructors, right? All of those we will be covering it here. And also we will be having a database. Right here we'll have a database. Now this is a Salesforce database. This is a Salesforce database. Salesforce database, which is database.com. Okay, and from the database, how to retrieve the data and how to store the data, everything we will be talking. Right? Clear? So this is what we will be doing it step by step. Now you might be thinking that we have already Aura is there, LWC is there. Why should we go with the Visualforce? MVC concept we will discuss later. Yes, we will be doing that MVC concept also. That is the basic one. That's most of the theory part. So when we have a Aura LWC, you might be thinking that why should I go with the Visualforce? Why can't I directly go and start implementing the information from Aura and LWC? Right? So because right now, the current market, whatever we have, because there are companies who are maintaining the code in the Visualforce, who are maintaining the code in Visualforce. Assume that right now there is a company, okay? You joined a company and there is a migration project. And they wanted to migrate the data from Visualforce to Aura. So there we need a skills, right? We need to understand the Visualforce code and we need to migrate the Lightning Aura. So that means right now you guys are in a transition period where Salesforce has both of them, Classic and Lightning. And they are moving to the Lightning, definitely. They are from the Classic, they are moving to the Lightning. But right now, the period is Salesforce is asking both of them, Visualforce, Aura, and LWC. If you see the Salesforce job in India that we have seen, they're also asking the Visualforce, right? They are looking for the Visualforce as well. Current job, whatever we are seeing, they are asking it. Maybe after 3 years, we might not see the Visualforce. When we do not have a Visualforce for any company, I'll not be teaching the Visualforce. If anybody has heard S control, there is a S control. Some people were doing the coding in S control, right? So Visualforce has taken over. Now nobody knows what is the S control. Whoever started the Salesforce in 2005 or long back, they must be doing the S control. And right now, everybody has taken, now Visualforce has taken over the S control. Now nobody knows S control, only hardly few members. Now after 2025 or later sometime, you might not hear the Visualforce. So that time we will not teach the Visualforce. But right now, current market, current jobs are looking for both Visualforce and Lightning, both they are looking at. So that's the reason we have to learn the Visualforce as well as the Aura Lightning part, LWC.
Yes, ma'am. But like we need to focus more on LWC, right? For present.
See, if you get a job, if you got a job where you have to migrate Visualforce, there are some projects which are running since long, and there is some issue which is raised by client. And when you observe that it has implemented in Visualforce, now you have to go and debug the Visualforce. How can you understand? The projects who are there since long, they are in a Visualforce. The projects which are coming right now in the company is going with the LWC. So definitely LWC is a more focus, but you should know the Visualforce, at least for right now current market. Okay, so we are over time. Any questions?
Ma'am, will we use VS Code for writing the programming?
For Visualforce, no, we will not be doing the Visual Studio. But when it comes to Aura, that time I'll do the Visual Studio.
Okay.
Any other questions before I sign off?
Any other softwares we need to install in our laptops required? Anything required other than VS Code?
Right, yes, for VS Code, it is required. I will take you through the step by step. Don't worry about it. We will be doing in the class, installing what all the things we have to do it. Only for the Visual Studio we need it. Apart from that, there is nothing is required to install it. If you have any issue, in case if you have any issue installing the Visual Studio, I have another way to implement a LWC. I can also show that. Yes.
Hello, Swapna. Like in companies, where do we write the Apex code? In the VS Code or in the developer console itself?
So in real time, if you ask me, I'll be doing the Visual Studio. Okay. But whoever is learning, they have to do it in the developer console. Because Visual Studio is who knows the code very well. Who knows the code very well, who knows programming, who has a perfect programming skills, not a perfect programming skills, but who has a really good understanding in the programming, they can go and start implementing in the Visual Studio. So who doesn't know the programming, do not start with Visual Studio. I would suggest don't do that. When we come to the development half part, that time I'll make you to jump into the Visual Studio. So we have a different participants here who doesn't know the coding also. So we have to let them understand the coding part. Then we will take them, everybody to the Visual Studio. But in real time, you have to do the coding, everything in the Visual Studio. Tomorrow is the next class for the development, today and tomorrow. So these are the timings, please note down. Consulting will be Monday, Tuesday, development Wednesday, Thursday, lightning Friday, Saturday. And we will send the interview questions for today's one.
Ma'am, just a suggestion, can I discuss it?
Yes, yes.
Instead of sending the video recordings in the WhatsApp and also regarding the assignments and all, so is it possible for you to create a Google Docs in the Google Drive and give access to all of us? So whatever the link or the recording that you have uploaded in the YouTube, you can paste that over there along with the topic and date. So it will be easy for us to see which topic has been discussed on what date, and we can see those videos for after course completion.
Yes, Karthik, definitely. Just hold on for some time. We are in the process of that, doing that. So we will be doing, definitely, we will be sharing the Google Drive. But it is going to take some time. Be patient, we will be providing that. Who is I4? Shankar, is that you?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I will change my name.
Let me stop recording. Yeah, go ahead.